Hello, you guys. Welcome to the
Hello.
broadcast. Look, we are so sorry that we are late, but hey, let us just introduce ourselves real quick, and we gotta jump right in. We are the Dunn Home Improvement and Marriage Edition, and we come on tonight to talk about the vows in sickness and in health. I am Katina Dunn, and this is Reginald Dunn, and we are the Dunns again, the Dunn Home Improvement. We have an awesome couple. Y'all do us a favor, like, share, and tag. Thank you, Criteria. Hey, Criteria. Thank you for jumping on, like, share, and tagging. Courtney Darden Brewer, thank y'all for jumping on, like, sharing, and tagging the broadcast. Look, y'all, we got an awesome couple that is on tonight, and they have a story to tell. Their journey about how God have brought them through marriage, through sickness and in health. All month we're going to be talking about honoring the vows, so nobody will have an excuse going into 2024 saying I don't know. So we honoring the vows for the rest of the month, talking about for better, for worse, in sickness and health, and riches and for poor. But tonight we talking about in sickness and in health. Do us a favor, get some people in and tell them, hey, the Duns are on. Hey, Miss Deborah Haynes, do us a favor, y'all, like, share, and tag. Tell some people we are here. We are a little bit running behind. Y'all know how to. We have technical difficulties every now and then, and the night was one of them now and then, honey. But that's all right. We are in, and it is time to go to. I ain't gonna say go to war, but we are in tonight, and tonight we're talking about in sickness and in health. Part of the vows that some of us forget about that we supposed to carry or honor in our marriage. So we talking about honoring the vows all for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year, all for the rest of 2023, talking about different parts of the vow. But tonight, jumping on with us, we got Team Watson, we got Eugene and Mary Watson that is in with us tonight, part of the legacy. And I've been put hashtag the legacy because Mary is my cousin and we are Dardens. So I need y'all to tag every Dard that y'all know of and get them in on this live. If they last name Dard, tag them. If y'all think they're kin to the Dards, tag them because it's some Dards that finna be on this screen together. So hey, we welcome tonight again the Team Watson on with us. They backstage. I think Impact Media get them in a moment, but we welcome them. They have a story to tell. Do us a favor again, tag every Darden that y'all know. Look at the Watsons. Hey
Hey, how y'all doing?
Garden strong.
Darden
Garden
strong.
strong.
That's what I was just telling them. I told them to do me a favor, tag every Darden that they know because it's two Dardens on this screen.
This
I
is
know
the
y'all will
garden
probably jump
legacy.
in and out. I don't know if it's our internet, our Wi-Fi, or whatever that keep us going back and forth on the screen, but that's okay. Long as they
It's
can
all
hear the
right.
words that's coming out of y'all mouth, that's good
Yeah,
enough. Cause
yes,
what
yes.
good
Yeah,
is it if we can't hear? But we can
that's
hear
right.
tonight. That's fine. So
Hey,
look,
yes.
y'all that's on this live, y'all keep on like, sharing, and tagging because the Watson got a story to tell on
Yes, we do.
honoring the vows, on how you are to honor the vows, not just one part of it, but all of it. But tonight, the Watsons is talking about honoring the vows and sickness and in health. Y'all tell the people who y'all are real quick, and then we gonna keep it moving.
I'm Mary,
My name is Eugene.
and
Go,
we're the
Eugene.
Yes,
Watsons.
yes.
Go, Mary and Eugene. They the Watsons, honey. I like that.
We are the
I
Watsons.
love
Yes.
Yes,
that.
yes.
Woo! Look, somebody already said we found out my husband's kin to some dogs. Somebody already said they kin to us on this live. So that's fine. That is
That's
fine.
good. That's
Um,
awesome. That's
can
awesome.
you tell the people how did y'all meet? How did you and how did y'all meet?
We,
Well, we met in church.
we met at church.
Uh, met in church and everything.
Yes, yes. So I was living in LaGrange at the time, and a friend had invited me to come to Valley to church with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I drove down. drove up to the parking lot. And believe it or not, he was the very first person that I saw when I drove up to the parking. The parking lot was like full, and he was actually walking out to his car. And from there, I asked him if a certain person, the friend of mine, I asked if she was inside. He said yes. So I went in. So I don't know if that had anything to do with, but he was like the very first person that I
It
saw when
did.
I went there. And I guess you can say the rest. I guess you can say the rest is history.
That sounds
Yes,
like that
yes.
I saw a Green song when he said, "For the first time I saw you were easy, honey." That's what he said on the song. Yeah. What,
Yeah.
Eugene? What you thought about it?
Well, when I first walked outside and everything, and I seen a car coming up, and I said, "That got to be her friend right there." Exactly what I said, and it was, that who it was with her, and
And
What
y'all,
you?
to this day, he still remembers what I had on when I came. I couldn't remember, but he still remembered what I had on when I said, "Oh, okay, okay." So you were scoping. He was looking.
At
He was
first
looking.
sight.
He was looking.
He was looking.
He was
How long
looking.
y'all been married first? Let me see. How
uh,
you gonna
We've been
remember?
there. Mhm.
13 years.
Yep.
13 years. He remember what she had on 13 years
Yep.
ago.
That's a
Remember.
memorable
Yeah.
moment.
Yes, that is a
Look, and so
memorable
Katina,
moment.
look, and I was going through some clothes, trying to throw some stuff away, and I saw that suit. I said, "Oh, I'm not throwing this away."
Don't throw it away.
That's so right.
Y'all that's on this live watching, if your man can't remember what you had on when they met, we gotta reevaluate. Done, what did I have on?
A crystal suit.
A crystal uniform, baby. If y'all man
Hey.
don't remember what y'all had on when y'all met, go back to the table. Let's figure this thing out.
You put that in the
Wait,
frame. You can frame that.
Framed
that's
it.
right.
Right,
Put
right,
it
Absolutely.
on
yeah.
the wall as a anniversary token. Established. Did they?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Oh, that is
Yes.
too good to me. I'm gonna make sure I ain't even got no crystal uniform no more.
I can get you one.
We can get one. We gonna make sure we get us one, y'all. Look, we just gonna jump right in. Hey y'all, tonight, y'all that just jumping in, we're talking about honoring the vows in sickness and in health. And we want the Watsons to come on tonight to let y'all know how did they make it through their marriage, how did they made it work, because Mary had went through a battle, but she won.
Yes,
Amen.
She walked
amen,
in
yes.
victory. And so tonight we just want them to share how do you make marriage work in those situations. But can you tell them your journey and then tell us how y'all made it work?
Absolutely. So it was last year, 2022, in March, and I had to travel for work.
Mm-hmm.
And I left home on Tuesday,
Yes.
traveling for work, traveling out to Phoenix, Arizona. Got out to Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to make this kind of short. Traveling for work, went out to Phoenix, Arizona. Got out there. As soon as I got off the plane, my right leg started to hurt. Had
Wow.
not had any issues prior to that. My right leg started to hurt. And the closer I got to baggage claims, the worse it was. So by the time I got to baggage claims, I could barely walk. I had tears in my eyes. I was hurting so badly. So that rocked on for like 3 days. So I was out there 3 days, came back home on Friday. Um, Friday night, flew into Atlanta on Friday night. My daughter picked me up, went to her house to spend the night. And our original plan was to get up on Saturday morning, do a little shopping, spend a little quality time together, and then I was going to come home. That didn't happen. When I got up on Saturday morning, my right foot was swollen. It was totally numb. My leg was numb. I could not walk.
Wow.
She took me to the emergency room. As soon as we got to the emergency room there in Marietta, they took me back for surgery. And this is like the short version. There are a bunch of things that happened in between. But they took me back for surgery. The surgery was 7 hours. The doctor told my daughter, she had told the doctor, what our original plans were. The doctor told my daughter that had I tried to get in the vehicle and come down the road, I would not have made it. I would have expired on the interstate
Oh,
trying to
man.
drive home. because a portion, it was blood clots, ended up being a blood clot, and a portion of the clot had broken off and had traveled back up and was headed to my heart. And he said I would not have made it. So I thank God in the sense that I think that a lot, and during that time, the funny part is during that time when I was in the emergency room, I was not afraid. It was like I was not scared. I was not hyperventilating. I wasn't anxious. I didn't get anxiety or anything like that. I felt a calm and a peace because I knew that God was with me. Now, a lot of people may think that, that's just a story or she's just talking to shit. That is absolutely how I felt. I promise you, there was a calm and a peace in my spirit, knowing that I just thought I was going in, they were going to do a little something to my foot, and I was coming back out. I had what they called, what medical term is a fasciotomy. My leg was basically filleted open. If you know what, if you take a chicken breast and fillet it and it's opened up, that's what my leg looked like.
Wow.
And God has really blessed us in that time. I was away from home, away from this house, home for 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not come home for 6 months. I was in Marietta for 6 months, not coming home. Nothing to do with home. I was there for 6 months. God separated me purposely,
Yes.
because had I come home and been home with him, and I was saying, complaining about hurting and going to the doctor, and I was saying I didn't want to go, he wouldn't have made me go. My husband would not have. He would have said, "Baby, it's all right. You don't want to go. You don't have to go." And I think I would have died here in this house.
Man, that was purpose.
I would have died here in this house, but God saw. He knows me. He knows me better than I know me. And I know that, and because I had a doctor's appointment that Tuesday morning.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to do. I said, I'll just wait and go to the doctor's appointment.
Right.
If I had come home, even if I had tried to come, I wouldn't have made it.
No.
I would not have made it home.
Mhm.
So, I just look at life and I look at things differently now that I've gone through, that thing that I went through. Now that I've gone through that, I look at things totally different. God has shown me, he's shown me for one thing, being away from home for 6 months, being away from my husband for 6 months. He's shown me. And then what do you do? What you ask yourself, what would you do if you didn't if you didn't stay, if you weren't home or weren't with your spouse for 6 whole months? How would that look? What would that look like? For us, it looks like we look right now. It looks just like this. This is what being away from 6, it looks just like this. It's normal. It normalized us.
Yeah.
It normalized us like this anyway. So us being away from each other wasn't really away from each other.
Yeah.
We would talk, you FaceTime, you talk, you do whatever you have to do to make it work.
Right.
And that's what we did.
Right. I still had to go to work. I still had to take care of the bills around here and everything, do all I had to do and everything. And sometimes, you kind of like, you ask God, my wife, a good Christian woman and everything, but God make no mistakes. So, I just had to trust God. And I thank God for my teaching that I have, my church family and everything that we have and everything. Bishop Cabin Daniel, he kept telling me to trust God. No matter what it is like, God still is good. No matter what we see, God still is able to make, a good decision and everything, no matter what it look like.
That's right. That's right. And I'd lay there some days and I think, because it was so bad that, at one point they were talking about amputation and, all that kind of thing. And my leg was black because it was dead. It was literally dead. It was dead. It was black. And I would look at it and I go, God, it's going to be all right. It is going to be all right. You have to speak to your situations.
Yes.
We laugh together. We pray together. That's important.
Yes.
That is so important for couples who are married, for couples who are thinking about being married, people who are in any type of relationship that you think is going to go farther. Yeah, you need to be able to pray together. That's
Right.
one of the staples of marriage,
Yes.
Come on now.
is to be able to pray together. If you don't have a praying person as your partner, you might want to rethink that.
Rethink it.
Come on.
You might want to rethink that.
Yes.
Mm.
Like I said,
Rethink. Go
Mhm.
like I
ahead.
said, you gotta make God the head of any situation it is.
Yeah.
Make God the head of your life and everything.
Yeah,
And I thank God that for my queen, I don't never call by her name.
he
I
never
call my
does.
queen.
One time, it was one time, y'all, I thought he had forgotten what my name was, because he never calls my name. He never calls me Mary. I mean, like, never, never, ever, ever. He never calls me Mary. You can see us out of, he will never call, he never does. And I asked him, why do you even know what my name is? Do you even know what my name is, boy? He said,
Yeah,
yeah.
my queen.
But he said, but
Yeah, queen.
he said,
Yeah,
but that is
queen.
not, but that's not who I am to him. I'm his queen, or baby. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But back again, during that time, it was hard. It was, we're not gonna sit here and say, that it wasn't hard. It was
Right.
hard not being in your own home,
Yes.
not being in your own space,
Yes.
um, not being able to, see him physically and touch him physically every day,
Mm.
things of that nature. It was hard for a minute, but our faith and our
Yes.
love for each other, and
Yes.
the strength that God gives us, that's
Yes.
what kept us going.
Amen.
That's what, had we not had that as our staple or as our thing, we wouldn't have made it. We would not. But I thank God for the strength that He has and what He
Amen.
instilled in both of us.
Right.
Wow.
Wow.
It was hard. 6 months is a long time. It's
Yes.
a long time.
And you
It's a
know,
long
Yes.
time to be apart. And devil.
Deb always busy now, but I recognize what you're trying to do, Deb. I'm good.
Come on, sir.
That's
That's
it.
Recognize.
Key
it.
thing that you're saying, you got to recognize what the enemy is doing. And you said 6 months away from home. Some people married can't
Don't
last
even let.
2 weeks
Yep.
away from their spouse like that.
Hmm.
But
Right.
to see y'all look, and you said one thing, I think starting off, you said, look at us now. This is what we look like for
Hmm.
after 6 months.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
After 6 months.
Yes.
And look, I just was trying to make all kind of good notes, and you said stuff that y'all did was like FaceTime,
Hmm.
different things like that. At what point,
For me,
did y'all feel like, okay, this is very challenging, or did you ever feel like during those 6 months that it became challenging for your relationship?
I don't know that there was ever a challenge. There were times when we really missed each other, but there was never a challenge
Yes.
we're tired, or we're just not gonna, we can't do this, or there was never, I
Right.
say never,
Right.
there was never a moment
Nah.
in either, for either one of us, where we said, okay, okay, we're good, being away from each other 6 months, because there's a saying that says, out of sight, out of mind. That is not so for us.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
That is not so. It's like the longer we were away from each other, the more we yearned each other.
Right.
But
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's
And,
Go
and,
ahead, babe.
and then on vow, it said for better or for worse. So
come on, sir.
you're gonna have your ups and downs. The way you gotta, okay, you're gonna have you can have your good time, but also when the vow say for better or for worse, there can be some dark time and everything. So you gotta be prepared for that also.
Come on.
Mhm.
Come on. And
Wow.
I think
Yeah.
too.
Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to Watson making me all mushy over here. I ain't Watson. I had to pull my towel out.
But I would say and I think what has happened was because y'all didn't flinch and y'all was content
Yes.
and y'all didn't miss a beat. It was your foundation.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It got
Absolutely.
y'all to where
Absolutely.
y'all at now. So when you got to
Hmm.
this point, when this happened, you didn't get
Yes.
thrown off because your foundation wasn't wasn't shaky. It
Was
wasn't cracked.
shaky.
It wasn't shaky.
That's
So
right.
y'all was
That's right.
able to see us stand the test because you got a lot of people when they start going through things, when things start happening,
Right.
especially like men, back in the day when wife, they couldn't get with their wife and lay with the wife and
Right.
stuff like that. Things ain't going right, or wife gets sick or whatever. Y'all know that they going out the back door, they going out the front door, going down the street down there
Right. Right.
instead
Right.
of staying at the house and weathering the storm and making this thing work out. But
Absolutely.
having that foundation, like you said, built already before you got to this point. So when the
Absolutely.
sickness came, y'all already was
We were
prepared
ready.
for
We were
what was
ready.
going to happen because not only y'all relationship, but your relationship with God. So
Yes.
it
Amen.
didn't make y'all fall out the race because of
Mm-mm.
what happened. Even
Absolutely.
like him being the man,
Yep.
being gone away from you being gone away from him, and that we both of them, not just
Yeah.
him, but
Right.
same for you too, but
Yeah.
both ways. But
Right.
just having that stability to know that it's gonna be well, and like Dawn always be saying, how what we say about the rain. Can you stand the
Can
rain?
you stand the rain? Sunny
Yeah.
days,
Sunny days,
everybody can.
everybody love them, but can you stand the rain?
Yeah.
So a lot of times
Absolutely.
we don't like stand the rain. I don't know why that we as I would say believers as Christians that
Right.
we feel like we supposed to be exempt from things happening to us.
And
But
we're
things
not.
But
gonna
we're not.
happen. But have you
Right.
built your foundation? Have you built your home? Have you built your relationship, your marriage to the point to where
Yes.
you're able
Yes.
to stand, you're able to weather this thing and not break
Absolutely.
rank and give up and say, you know what, I don't want to go through with this thing no more because I
Mm-hmm.
can't get my wife, she's sick, I
Right.
ain't see her in a while. Or, I mean,
Right.
a lot of people do it. They say
You
it,
right.
They
but
say
yet
that.
You right.
I admire y'all because 6 months, that's a long time.
It's a
Yes,
long
sir.
time.
You right.
It's a
That's
Half
a
long
of it.
good
time.
long.
Half of a
That's
year.
half a year, right?
Half a
Yes,
year. Yeah.
it is. It
Mm-hmm.
is.
But
It's a
like you
long
said,
time.
what y'all did, the things y'all did to make it
Make it
work,
work.
to
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
make it still like y'all was still there with each other at the house and just
Mhm.
still
Mm-hmm.
being there by
Mm-hmm.
FaceTime and talking on the phone and not allowing the enemy, because that's what happened. When you don't communicate and you open the
Yes.
door up for the enemy to start
Absolutely.
talking
Mm-hmm.
or putting in
Right.
Eugene's head about, man, my wife
Right.
gone in
Right.
6 months, she gonna, I mean, man, what I'm gonna do?
You right.
And stuff like that. So I mean, even with her, she could have been like on the phone saying, I mean, it could be so much, but like I said,
Yep.
finding a way to close the
Make it.
door. And like you
Mm-hmm.
said,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
and through prayer,
Mm-hmm.
having God in it, amen. And your teaching that you've been getting that makes
Yes.
you
Ab-
stand strong on the word of God. To
Yes.
where I ain't
Yes.
gonna move because of this happened. I ain't gonna move
Mm-hmm.
because we got a storm
Yep.
going on. We
Right.
gotta know how
Absolutely.
to
Right.
weather the storm. Pull the umbrella out, buckle down, buckle
Exactly.
That's
down,
it.
There you
make this
go.
You
thing
right.
work. And a lot of
Yes.
times we don't
Yes.
want to make it work. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
married
Right.
people don't want to make it work. They
Mm-hmm.
want to just
That'd be
give it
their
up
way out.
and
That would
quit.
have been
Yeah,
their way
they're
out.
looking for a way out.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I
Absolutely.
You're
admire
right.
you. I
You are
admire
right.
y'all for that.
But
That's
and even in that, there were whispers, in my ear because okay, so this is nothing, and what I'm about to say is nothing. It's not a bad reflection on my husband. It's not a bad reflection
Right.
on men. It's not a bad reflection on anything. But sometimes we have situations, and we as married people, we know each
Yeah.
other, and we know our situations. We understand, whereas other people on the outside, they may not understand.
Understand.
So my husband is what we would call a nervous driver. So he doesn't drive in Atlanta traffic. Okay. He
mm-hmm.
just doesn't. So whenever we go in that direction, I drive.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
with him being that way, it wasn't easy for him to like come and visit.
Right.
Now I know
Right.
my husband. I know my husband. If he could have been there every single day,
He
he
would
would
have
have been
been
there
there.
every single day. So for anybody to say, okay, and I got real defensive about this too because somebody said it. Now I was about to get up out the bed because
Man,
what you're not
come
gonna do, what you're not gonna do is say something about him. Okay, say
on.
something negative about him. So it's like they were saying, he could have been here, or he should have been here, or he should have this, or he should have that, and but I know my husband. I understand my husband. So this is my husband, and
Mhm.
and I know my husband. He
Come
was
on.
there. He was there because I was there. We are one.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So
Yes.
he was there. He was there. And people wanted to, try to make me feel like he had done me a disservice or
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
not being there every single day. Or okay, that's a 2-hour drive.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
Somebody got to work. He works
Amen.
nights. Somebody got to work. Somebody got to get some sleep. He works nights. I understand that. The
Mhm.
fact that I could see him on this phone, or the
Mhm.
fact that I could talk to him in my ear, that
Come
was enough for me.
come on.
I
Mm.
mean, that's the type of relationship that we have. We weathered the storm. It was what would look to be a storm, but even in that, there were blessings in that time. There
Blessing.
were blessings in that. My husband and I, we were already close, but we are even
Uh-huh.
closer now from
Mhm.
having spent that time away, because it helps you to understand that at any moment,
Woo.
at any
Come
time,
on.
something can happen at any
Mhm.
moment.
Right, right.
Anytime. Be thankful for every moment that you have together. Be thankful.
Mm.
Be thankful for every moment that you spend together. I mean, sometimes he gets on my last nerve.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Sometimes I get on his last nerve.
That's
But you
right.
know what? This is us right here.
We ain't going
This is
nowhere.
not going anywhere. We are right here together. And that's strength and stability in a marriage. Just like, Brother Don was saying, you cannot have a crumbly foundation and expect to
Mm-mm.
make it.
And
You better
it's
build
Mm. Concrete
mhm.
that thing.
that relationship, whatever it
Mm.
is, you better build that thing on a strong foundation. That foundation starts with God. If we didn't have God in the midst,
Oh
right
man.
here with
Right.
us,
With us.
it just wouldn't make it. We
It
just would
wouldn't.
not make it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I just want to throw that out there for anybody.
Right.
You gotta have God in your relationship.
Yes.
There's no way you're gonna make it without him. Just me being me and him being him. We wouldn't make it without God.
Amen.
Mhm. And
That's
and Tammy Baker just
yeah,
said the foundation in marriage matters,
absolutely.
and it takes God. It takes God 100%. You can't
Hmm.
have just a piece of God in your marriage. You gotta have the full thing because,
Absolutely.
of course, without it, we the enemy will come in and shoot a wedge real quick,
Mhm.
especially during the times of sickness and health.
Right.
Um,
Absolutely.
I mean that's something that he'll throw a wedge in, even if y'all was in the same household.
Hmm.
And some people, some marriages, they feel like they gotta be intimate all the time. Okay, you
Yeah.
staying 6 months. I can't touch my wife. I can't touch my husband for 6 months. Or even just like with us, for instance, and we like to talk about it, sitting in health. I don't talk a lot about having lupus and different things like that
Right.
that
Hmm.
takes place. But some days you can't hug, you can't touch, you
Right.
can't do
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah.
And if your marriage is founded based on the time that you're able to go intimate, you by out the door anyway.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
if you take it in sickness and in health time, it's time some days that he gotta help me get out the bed, help me get to
Yes.
the bathroom,
Yes.
help me
Yes.
walk to these different places.
Yes.
And some
Right.
people won't be able to handle that if
That's
they
Mhm.
right.
did not honestly sit down and truthfully sit down and evaluate and dissect these vows.
Hmm. Hmm.
They'll get stuck at, where did this come from? I ain't
Right.
gotta stay here for this in this sickness and in health. I ain't
Hmm.
gotta stay here in richer for poor because this ain't what I signed up for. I
Right.
had money
Right.
before I went into this marriage. Now I'm
Uh-huh.
married and now I gotta help people. People don't dissect the fact of how this marriage thing work and how honoring these vows work,
Yeah.
Right.
especially the ones in sickness and in health. And I always say it even carries over to not just the husband and wife being in sickness and health. Even if I have a family member
Hmm.
like a
Hmm.
mother, a father, or somebody
Hmm.
that's definitely sick, now Reggie gotta say, okay, wife, it's okay that you go and check on your dad, go check
Hmm.
on your
Hmm.
mom. Okay, because now
Hmm.
somebody else that's connected to me is sick too. And so
Right.
it
Right.
takes
Right.
out of the time for us again. But if we're not grounded and invested, we always say
Right.
marriage is an
Right.
investment. If
Investment.
we haven't
Hmm.
invested into that marriage, just that maybe day that I might have to go and stay with my mom longer,
Hmm.
that may
Hmm.
then that's an in sickness and in health
And in
moment
health, it
Right.
that we
is.
had to
Right.
It
put
is.
into the marriage. And people
Yeah.
don't even see it like that a lot of times, but we try to go in depth even more
Hmm.
Right.
because it's so broad, even though it's broad, but it comes back to us
Us.
in a sense. Okay, this is us, but it's broad because I still have my mom living, and if she's sick or his mom is still living, she's
Hmm.
sick. I can't be saying you can't go,
You
Reggie,
can't go
and
over that.
check on
Right.
your mama No,
Mm-hmm.
this is part of our in sickness
It
and in
is.
health that we
It
gotta kind
Right,
of
is.
right.
like
It
figure
is.
out. Okay, Barbara Ann Dunn is included in this equation at this moment, and she's
Mm-hmm.
sick, and I'm in health, so I'm gonna need you to check
You
on
go go.
Mama because she's sick. But a lot of times people don't
Mm-hmm.
understand the
Right.
impact of these vows on how it works.
Mm-hmm.
With all these things, I even talk about. I talk about even to the point of to death do us part. Sometimes we deal with death with our family members, deal with different
Absolutely.
deaths that we
Mm-hmm.
got to take away from that too. And it
Yeah.
parted us for a moment because I had
Mm-hmm.
to go check on this part of the death side of it. But
Right.
a
Right.
lot of times we don't go in depth to it, even though we not gonna just take a lot of time away, but we still got to know the foundation of where all of this got where all of
Mm-hmm.
it lies.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and it's in sickness and health can go so many
And
ways,
it
and
does. It
people
does.
don't realize that
Mm-hmm.
sickness can help gonna affect your finances
It
sometimes a lot
does.
of times,
Yes.
Yeah.
especially if
Yes.
you used to a two household income, and right now
Right.
Yes.
I'm out of
Yes.
work 6 months, we
Yep.
got one
Mm-hmm.
income.
Yep. What are we
That
doing?
it'll for rich or for poor start being
Right.
affected,
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
for the better or for worse. And so
Yes.
one vow always a lot of time affects the next vow.
The
But
next one.
are
It
we
does.
grounded? And like y'all said, if our foundation don't include God in it, we're gonna be on a crumbling foundation.
It's gonna.
It's gonna
It's
be
Yeah.
gonna.
hard for
Yeah.
us to improve our house, and we talk about that since we the home improvement people. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard for us to improve our house, improve our marriage on a crumbling foundation. Here we go, got to call
Absolutely.
ABS, the foundation people, to come in to
Uh-huh.
make
Yeah.
sure that our foundation is right. Here we go, got to find great leaders such as yourself that have great leaders like Bishop Daniels. That hey, now our foundation is kind of crumbling, Bishop,
Uh-huh.
but we need
Uh-huh.
some help.
We
But
need some
at the
help.
same time,
Right.
still being under that great covenant, being on a great teaching
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna
Yes.
take our relationship to the next phase.
The
And
next
when
level.
we fall
Yes.
into a place of six
Yes.
months, 6 months ain't meant we gotta be separated and divorced after six
Mm-hmm.
months because we
Mm-hmm.
were sick. I love
Yeah.
Right.
that about y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was and even in that again, there were whispers,
Yeah.
there were things and but out of that, God doesn't make any mistakes.
Wow.
I had no issues prior to leaving that day.
Yes.
Nothing was going on.
Right.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
I was fine. I was perfect. My husband, I had worked a little bit that day. He had helped me pack and we got things together and I got ready to leave. And, we said our goodbyes, kiss and all that. And I went away. That could have been the last time that he saw me.
You could have.
Yeah.
That
Could
could have
have.
been the last time that he saw me. So, even in that, there are so many things that came out of
Yeah.
us being
Okay.
separated for that time, for that length of time. Our relationship is different nowadays. We actually appreciate
Each other
each
now.
other more,
More. More.
Come on.
more. We are closer.
Yes.
Um, we call and talk and laugh and I was thinking when you were talking about sickness and in health and those intimate things, and then of course the part where him having to help me to the bathroom when I did come back home because I still wasn't able to walk.
Wow.
Him having to help me to the bathroom and help
Yeah.
me in the shower and
Yes. Yes.
all those things, and you think
Yeah.
about those all this time. And now I've got to, he's got to help me do. He never flinched, not one time.
That's my job.
Come on,
That's what
sir.
he said.
That's
That's
my job.
exactly
That's
what
my
he said.
job.
He said it, and I felt like I was a burden at some point.
Mhm.
Like I because I'm so independent. You know what I'm saying? You're so independent, so used to doing things on your own by yourself. I can take care of myself, but it is my job to take care of you. Man, what? Balling. Yeah. Ah.
Right.
Because we never had to say those things before. You
Right.
never had to see that side. I didn't see that side of him before. I've never seen that side, the sensitive side of him,
Okay.
really being. I mean, he's always right there because that's the man that he is. He's a door opener. I don't open doors. I don't do any of that. He opens my door. You know, I,
I did
that's
all,
just him.
I did all that before we got married.
He did that before we got married, and he still does it to today. He's still a door opener, but he's just my husband's a different kind of man. I don't even know how to amply describe him. The words to describe how he's so humble. He's very humble, and any and everything that I do is all right with him. It's like he there for it. He is there for it. It don't matter what it is. He there for the ride.
Because I trust you and I know that you're not gonna make a bad decision like that. So
Come on, sir.
that's it. What you're not gonna do anything to mess our home up. You're gonna make the right decision and everything. So that's why God made woman for man.
Come on, sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
Yes, sir.
back to him helping me in the shower, and helping me to go to the bathroom, and all that. And it never bothered him. He never seemed bothered.
Mm.
He always, it was almost like he was like I was his child, or his wife. I mean, he actually took care of me. When I say took care of, he took care of me when I finally did come home. He would leave to go to church, and he's like, "Babe, you gonna be all right? You got this, you got it." He would make sure everything was like right there. If I needed something to drink, it was like right there on the nightstand or wherever I was sitting. If I was here, like in the living room, or sitting, if I had stayed in the bed or something like that, he made sure that everything was right there. Got on the road on the way to church. Y'all, it's church is like what, 10 minutes from here.
Yeah.
He was calling back home. "Babe, you all right?" "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good."
And then I even told her, I said, if I could be in your place, I would.
That's what he said. He said if he
Wait, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
yeah, he did. He said that if he could take my place, he would have.
Yep.
Because he did not want to see me in that type of pain.
Yep.
And I believe every word that he says.
Oh, yeah.
Every word that he says, he speaks from the heart. Watson is not a big talker unless you're talking about Alabama football. Then he's a big talker. But other than that, he's not a big talker. So when he says something, I make sure I listen, because it's going to be something phenomenal. It's going to be something profound when he does speak. He he's a giver. He loves his wife unconditionally, because I can be a lot sometimes. I know that. When I want things done around the house, and I be wanting it done like right then, he like, "Okay, babe, I'll get to it." And I'm like, "I want it done now." And then I have to sit back and think, this man works a third shift job. I mean, and when he comes home, he's tired. So leave him alone. You work from home. You at home every day. You work from the house. So leave him
Help
alone.
us.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Help us
And
on
so
here.
I mean, it's just things like that. It's the small things for me. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it is the small things for me. This and Bobby, it's the fact that this man loves me and takes care of me. That's enough for me.
Oh, yeah.
That is enough for me. I mean, during that time, I felt like I was a burden. I felt like I wasn't pulling my weight around the house, like cleaning up. And he said, "Don't worry about that. That's my job." Everything was his job. Me eating, I was on a special diet. He made sure I had everything that I need.
Yep.
He still goes to the store right now and gets the things that I need. I could do it, but that's what he does. That's just him. That's just my husband.
Yeah.
That's him. He's my husband.
Oh,
That's him.
Lord Jesus. I'm so
My
sorry.
husband.
I'm so, I'm so sorry to get on a broadcast and cry.
But I mean, and Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about, and I look at you and your husband. You guys are a lot younger than us, and you have the same thing. You have the same thing. There is nothing that man right there sitting to you in that orange or red hat, is nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So, you have the same thing. You have the same thing. We're connected. We locked
We
in. We
locked
are
in.
locked.
We are
We are
locked
locked
in.
in.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we locked in. And, being away for all that time, when I came home, the house itself felt a little different because I hadn't been here for so long. And it was, I had to get reacclimated to the house itself. But we were still as strong as we had been before I left. I mean, it was just like I had been on my trip and came back home. Because when I got here, I mean, he was just with open arms. Like, my wife is home. It was like the prodigal son, I guess, coming home. My son is home. My husband said, my wife is home. That was all he wanted.
I mean, anybody can get a house, but a woman make a home. Your wife make a home.
Come on, sir.
Wow.
Come on, sir.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
Come on.
Wow.
So now I'm back at my home with my wife.
Come on, sir.
It's more like home now. ain't it,
Yes,
baby?
ma'am.
This is good to me.
And I'm all for it. I'm
And
all for it.
I think people look at us and think that we fake and phony. We're not. We
We
like this all the time. We
come
are like
on
this all
all
the
the
time.
time.
I mean, we walk through the house and we just look at each other. And sometimes we just look at each other and laugh. We'll meet each other in the hallway and I'll look at him, he'll look at me, and we'll just keep walking. And I don't call him by his first name either. He's Watson.
He
I call him
watching.
Watson. He Watson.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
that's what I call him. I don't call him by his first name. And I'll say either Watson or Bay.
Yeah.
Babe.
hmm And it'd be all over the house. Watson. And I know, look, and sometimes I be thinking he's like, I get so tired of her calling me. You too. You too. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, we love it. A few people had a few comments. Deborah Haynes said she feel where you're coming from. She said she's had 4 surgeries and
hmm
she felt like a burden to her husband, but he
Yes.
never complained.
hmm
Um,
That's awesome.
she
That's
said he
awesome.
never complained. Somebody said
That's
every
awesome.
time Watson opened his mouth, they nose start burning. They start about to start crying. Oh
That's him.
Lord
That's
Jesus.
him. He is that. Um, some days, I wonder, like, and okay, I'm not really good at being a morning person,
Mm-hmm.
but my husband, he gets up happy. He get up happy. He just be singing and talking, and he be trying to talk. Be like, I was like, look, sometimes I be rolling my eyes, like, oh, wait, just not yet, not yet, not yet. So wait a minute.
Yeah,
I think we can
we can vote.
We can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep. Yep.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing when you can open. It's a blessing when you can open your eyes in the morning to thank God for another day.
And see,
Yeah,
and then he'll come with that. I really be mad then.
yeah, like baby, I ain't about to say that right now. It's 6 o'clock.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm like, I ain't trying to hear that.
Hey, tell what we doing Saturday morning, doing Sunday morning.
Mm-mm.
Okay, you ain't done
See,
that.
that's a time and place.
Right. And it's 6 o'clock
Woo.
is not the time,
It is
honey.
not the time to be talking. And he get up, he be so happy, and oh
We
Lord
just be
Jesus.
Lord,
And I just want him to be quiet. I just want him to be
Right.
quiet. That's all I want. Just be quiet for right now.
Woo! Tiptoe through the room,
Yes.
honey. I'm still in the
Uh-huh.
bed.
Yep. Babe, babe,
uh,
babe, what happened? Babe.
But you need
Uh-uh.
something.
Oh, babe, you need
Uh,
something. You need some breakfast. Boy,
you
6 o'clock.
don't need
No.
nothing at 6 a.m. Nothing.
Nothing. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Just leave me alone.
uh,
Yes.
Priscilla Darton Howard said, cousin, We are definitely related. I'm not a morning person either. At 6 o'clock
Uh-uh.
is not the time.
It's not the time. I don't want anything but to be left alone.
I
So yeah.
know. I love you and everything. Let me know. Let me know when you're about to leave. That's all.
That's
So
right.
I can make
Yes.
sure what color you had on before you in the
Yes.
house. In
Yes.
case he
Yes.
said something.
Oh, girl. Yes. Yes. But Watson,
But
he's a
I
mess,
do,
y'all.
I,
He's a
I
mess.
do, I do
He's
applaud
a
him. My man, he's my kind of guy. I'm a big fan of his. All that you have said
Oh.
concerning your husband. That's my
yes.
song. That's the song I sing, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just all smiles because
Yes.
if husbands just knew their role and knew how much it makes their marriage work so and run
Yes.
so
Yes.
smoothly
Yes.
by doing these things and being there to pitch in and to help.
Yes.
I mean, that what makes a marriage. That what
It
I mean
does.
that's the essence of who we are as
Exactly.
done the same way with y'all.
Yes.
Watson, it what makes y'all, regardless of what the people on the outside saying or what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody know you like y'all too.
That's right.
Y'all
Amen.
know
You're right.
what make
Amen.
that boat run. Y'all know what keep that boat afloat. So
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
yeah, you definitely have to shut out people
And do.
and negativity of what people are saying. You on the outside looking in, you don't know what goes on
Right.
when you're done.
Mm-hmm.
And we often
Mm-hmm.
tell our viewers and tell people as well, don't try to be like the Dunn. Don't be
Right.
like the
Right.
Watson. Just make
Right.
it work.
Man,
Find what makes
Do
it
what
work
you,
for
yes,
your
do what
marriage.
you, that's
Right.
right. That's right.
Cause and I hear people all the time say, I want a husband like you, like you are. I want you. They'll tell her, you don't want man like me. You don't know what she go through. We've been
what we
through. We
had to
don't
deal
Right.
work
with to
Mm-hmm.
get
Right.
this
Absolutely.
far.
you know our
Absolutely.
story. So
Right.
Absolutely.
but find what works. There's a lot of stuff that works. You go in these just like going to these stores. You go in these stores. There's a lot of stuff out there in these stores that my taste may not be his taste.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And we can shop at the same store, but I'm gonna get something that he may not like.
Right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
He got a different taste. So find out what works for your marriage and utilize it,
You're
implement
right.
it, try to figure things out and make it work. That's how you do it because you build. When
Mm-hmm.
Right.
you try building a house, you don't go in. You have to go in making plans. You got to go in and say
Right.
what we want to do with this here. We want to get
Right.
this
Yeah.
room at. What we want with the
Right.
bathroom. What we want the kitchen
Right.
to look
Yeah, yeah,
like.
yeah.
So
Dang.
You're right.
you're designing all these different things. And
Yes.
you're pre-planning. Things
Right.
and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And you're trying to see would this look good right here or would it look good over. So you have to make what works for you in your household and your marriage.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So you can benefit. Y'all can benefit from it and not
Mm-hmm.
Right.
nobody else. Cause you let somebody else come in, they ain't gonna give you their taste.
Mm-hmm.
You're
They can
right.
give you their taste, but they ain't gonna be what you want.
By what? Mm-hmm.
You
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
can
It's not
make it
going to be
what you
mine.
want, man.
Get what
That's
you
yeah.
want.
So
Woo! We
That
is
is so
basking in
true.
all of this.
Yes.
Yep, that is so true.
I
And,
mean,
one other thing that, Watson and I do, just like with any other couple, who's married, you're going to have disagreements and there are things that you're not going to agree on all the time.
Right.
But that thing stays right here in this house. You will never see us out
Mhm.
separated, mad at each other,
Mhm.
looking crazy at each
Right.
other. You will never see us
Never.
doing. I'm not going to go to Facebook and post
No.
subliminal messages.
Come
Right.
on.
I'm just not going to do that because it's nobody's business but
Right.
ours.
Right.
What goes on between us, we handle it right here in the house.
Yes.
We don't
Yeah.
take it outside.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes, I really would, encourage people to don't use Facebook as a way to get back, or you think you getting back at somebody, because what's going to happen is you still remembering that. They still talking about what you put on Facebook and
They
what
sure
you said
did.
on
Yeah.
Facebook. They're still talking about that.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're angry or upset with your significant other and you go and put a message out there, it's a subliminal message where
Subliminal
you
message.
saying one thing but you meaning something else underneath. People are seeing that. They're
People
reading
see
through
that.
that. They're reading through that. So don't, that's not a good look. It's not a good thing to do. And anyway, if you're If you're mature in your marriage, you're not going to do that anyway.
Mm-mm.
Right.
You
Right.
you don't you're not going to air your dirty laundry out there like that. Not if you're mature in your marriage. You love your husband. You love your wife.
Right.
You're not going to expose them like that.
Right.
Right.
I would never.
Mm.
And I could, yeah, I can stand it. I can sit here and say I would never put my husband out like that.
Mm.
Never.
Me
I would
neither.
never do him like that.
Mm.
Never.
Nope.
Because again, what goes
What goes on
care
in
of that
our house?
in the house. When we're out there, we're trying to be examples. We're trying to, set the standard for what marriage should look like and what marriage should be. We're trying to set the standard for what God has done for us, and we want other people. We want to shine our light so that other people can see that.
Right.
Like you can make that. You can make this thing work if
Work.
you really, really want to be with somebody and love some. You can make it work.
Make it
You
work.
got to put that. You got to put down some of that stuff that you look at you, look in the mirror at yourself and say, you know what? I really can stop doing that. I really don't have to act like you don't have to be like that.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Change it up. Change it up. Do something different.
Do something different. I
Yeah.
love it.
Do
Change
something
it,
different.
change it
Change
up
it
and
up.
do something different.
Change it up. Do something different. Instead of wearing your hair parted on this side, part it on this side and
On the
throw it
other
over there.
side.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, do something different.
Right. Yeah.
Do it.
Same
I'm
old,
telling
same
you
old. Yeah.
This is
difference.
good to me.
It will. My husband tells me all the time, I with these meds, that I have to take, I feel like, I put on weight and it keeps me bloated and all that. My husband constantly tells me my wife is beautiful.
Yeah. My wife beautiful.
He just walked past me. He said, my wife is beautiful. What?
My
Yes,
wife
I
is.
look, and I be saying, yes, I am. Sure, yes.
I got
He
beautiful.
Woo!
feel.
This is
He
good to
makes me
me.
feel like that. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
he says it and I believe it.
that's
That's
right.
right. That's
I ain't
right.
gotta be beautiful to nobody but him.
To nobody but him.
But
That's
Absolutely.
him.
That's it.
right.
I don't care if they don't think that I am. He says that I
He
am. So I
says
believe
I
him.
am.
Right.
I
That's right.
believe him.
My wife is
I believe
gorgeous.
it.
Awesome.
I believe it.
My wife is gorgeous.
I believe him.
Do
Yeah.
it, do it, do it.
I'm a
Yes.
fan, sir. I'm a
We are
fan.
we are avid fans. We was already fans. We definitely fans now.
Yes.
And
Yes.
just to hear everything that's being said, you were saying that Dunn have so many they have so many qualities alike, but
Mm-hmm.
it's all
Mm-hmm.
about making the marriage work.
Yes,
Right.
it is.
Putting in the time
Putting in the
because that's
time.
Yes.
what that's what we got married for. Some people this last generation. I ain't gonna say the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
This generation that's coming behind us,
Yes.
a lot of them married for the day, for
Mm-hmm.
the wedding day, for
Yes.
Right.
the wedding dresses, for the
Mm-hmm.
big
The pomp and the
receptions, for
circumstance.
those things, and they didn't marry for the long haul, and they
Right.
Right.
didn't so the time that it takes to put in, where it might take more than 3 years to get a smooth road,
Yes.
and we talk about
Yes.
that because we're two different individuals coming in under
Coming
one
together.
house,
Mm-hmm.
and now we got to figure out what's different, because I always tell them, my mom and daddy, my mom really, even my daddy was James. That's who raised me. Now his mom was Barbara and that raised him. She
Mm-hmm.
was a single mom, but she instilled different things in him. And then my
Right.
mom and dad instilled something different in me. But we had to come together and figure out how to make it work. We was two different individuals. But
Right.
this last generation that's coming behind us don't see it like that. They don't want to
They
put
don't.
in the work.
They don't
But
want to put it in the
I
work.
tell them tonight, those of you that's watching this live tonight, and those of you that gonna watch it later, you're looking at couples that have put in the
In
work,
the
and it
time.
did
Yes.
not
Yes.
Yes.
happen overnight.
Overnight.
Even though
Right.
That's right.
Watson can remember exactly what you wore that day, but where
Mm-hmm.
you all are now, it didn't happen just that day and
Oh
boom, you were
no.
there at
We've had
all.
some
Here we
bumps.
are 27 years in,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell people, here we are 27. We've been married 27 years. We're
Mm-hmm.
still processing
Yes.
every
Yes.
day
Yes.
something, like you said,
Yes.
change up something, because
Change it up.
with time come, you start getting different. Women go through menopause,
Yes.
you go through hot
Yes.
flashes, you
Yes.
go through this,
Yes.
and men have to be there for the change, honey.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And figure
Look.
out, and it's a process.
Mhm.
every day. And I always tell them,
Yes.
even with
Yes.
COVID-19 hit and you was everybody was at home more
At home.
together. We had the
Mhm.
Yes.
process of us being home with hours and hours at a time where I'm used to being
Right.
at my business for 10 hours and he was used to
Right.
being
Yeah.
at work. And now we had the process knowing, wait, we got to get to know each other again.
Again.
Right.
And
Right.
so
Right.
that's what this last generation behind us that's coming behind us got to realize every day it's a process. We vowed to do this.
Yeah.
We talk about under the vows. Y'all
Yes.
have just blew my mind. We ain't cried on a broadcast in a long time.
I know. I've been
Hmm.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
I've been trying to
Yeah.
give him my towel and say, baby, dry up. He don't
I
get it.
don't just
Tell me, I'm all right.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord.
Yes. It's
This
good.
have been really, really,
This is
really
good.
good to us, and
It's
it's been
good.
good to a lot of people on the broadcast. Most of the people have not been coming; they just been coming. Wow, they've been coming tears and
Yes.
crying, and I've been crying the whole time. And this has been good. It's been
Yeah. It's
touching to
good.
the point to where people can see this is what we have to go through marriage,
Mhm.
but they
Mhm.
can see this is the outcome. This
It's
is
worth
us
it.
Yes.
normal.
It's
We're
worth it.
normal. We're still
It
better
is
than
worth
we
it.
was
Mhm.
when we went in because now
Mhm.
we are grateful and
Mhm.
Yes.
and we don't take it for granted. I don't take it for
We don't.
granted that Reggie's here now or
Right.
I don't take those things for granted, and that's
Mhm.
what we got to think about all the
Right.
time, and that's what y'all have got us
Yes.
to see tonight. We can't take this marriage thing for
You
granted.
cannot.
Right.
You
Woo,
can't.
I mean, Reggie, we gotta keep on smiling at each other, honey.
Yes, it's important. It is important. It
Yeah.
is so important to,
Yes.
and just and another thing, like complimenting each other. If he puts something on and he looks nice, and I was thinking about that this morning, as a matter of fact. So, normally all week long, I see him in his work clothes. See him in his work clothes all week long. He's in his work clothes. Well, as he was getting dressed for church this morning, I looked. I said, "Oh, right there, I saw right there, Mr. Watson.
I know I look good.
I saw right there, Mr. Watson. I ain't mad at you. I ain't, watch yourself now." So,
Watch
I mean,
yourself.
just things like that. Just things
Watch
like that.
yourself.
And
We
I
might
mean,
have
we
to
have
be late.
exactly.
We might have to be late
Yeah.
for church. Bishop, give us a minute.
Yes. I said, all right, sir. But yes, I mean, just things like that. It's and I watch him a lot, and I don't say anything, but I just look at my husband because I'm just so grateful. It's just like you were just saying. I am so grateful to have the husband that I have, that God has blessed me with. I feel so blessed to be able to say that I'm his wife.
Yeah, you my queen.
I am his wife.
You my queen.
I'm just happy to say it. Who
Yeah.
Watson? That's who Watson.
That's it.
And it makes me happy to say that. I'm just grateful because it could truly be. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
I could have decided on him. I didn't like him at first. I saw him. I didn't like him because I thought I wanted
Yeah.
somebody tall. I wanted somebody tall. They had to be tall, and the complexion and all that. Throw that stuff out, y'all. Hey,
Come on.
Facebook, y'all, throw that stuff out the window. Throw it
Throw
out.
it out
Throw
the
it
window.
out. That don't mean nothing. He can have all the muscles. Man, that joke ain't good. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. If he ain't got God, he ain't nothing.
Yeah.
He is
Period.
nothing.
That's it.
He is nothing. If he does not have God and he does not love you and have your back, he hit on a thing. I don't care what he look like.
Fine.
That's
Mm-mm.
right.
But I'm just thankful.
We are thankful.
Yes,
We are thankful.
Clean it up,
we're
sir.
thankful for
Clean.
each other. Ain't we?
Yeah.
Come
Thankful for each
on,
other.
we thankful. Look,
We
Yeah.
are. We,
Quinicia Harden said, she said, this was amazing. My cousin is a God man and an Alabama man. He all right with me.
Yeah, big, oh, huge Alabama fan. Huge Alabama fan. Mm. That's the
Woo!
only thing. That would be the only thing. If I could change something about him, but it's not gonna happen.
Like,
Cancel
It
that.
ain't gonna happen.
Not gonna
No.
happen. He is diehard.
we gonna cover it in the blood and let the
And let them
blood
have
cover
it,
that. And then we
honey.
just gonna let the rest, we be what it
Yes,
is.
Yeah.
let it be.
All
Just
right.
let it be.
We gonna let him have. We gonna let him
Yes,
have that, girl.
yes, he
Yeah. Hey,
loves.
hey,
Yeah.
we thank God. We thank God for y'all. I like what y'all doing about this. Making marriage work. That's a
Yes,
blessing.
it is.
That's a
It's
blessing.
awesome.
Praise God. Praise.
It's a good thing that God gave you the foresight, the wherewithal, and
Right.
the ideas, the creativity to be able to do something like this, because it is
Yes.
needed.
Yes.
It
Needed.
is so needed. And it is needed. I don't know about other communities, but in our community, the Black
Yeah.
community,
Mm-hmm.
this is so needed,
Yes.
because a lot of our Black men, our Black boys, they're growing up, without fathers, and they don't know this foundation. They
Right.
don't know what building a foundation is. They don't know, what goes into marriage. They
Right.
just again think like what you said, the day comes and you're all dressed up and you look good and you take all these pictures and people are celebrating you. But what happens after that
Mhm.
day, when you're not that anymore? What
There.
happens then when you go home and you got to pay those bills and you got to deal with this and you got to deal with that? What happens then?
What
Yes.
happens then?
So if you're not building from a strong foundation, if you're not building, that's the thing. You got to build that
Build.
strong foundation. You got to build that thing. You're in a beautiful home. You got a beautiful home, has a foundation. If your marriage doesn't have a foundation,
Mm-mm.
it's not going to work. It is not going to work.
You're right.
So, it is so important, and I wish that something that we've said here tonight has really helped someone who been maybe going through something or don't understand, or if something happened and you can't figure it out, or if it's taking too long, wait on God. He's worth it.
He's worth it.
Amen.
And what he says is worth it. Trust me. I would not tell you not one thing that I would ever take back as far where God is concerned. Because even through this, people can say, well, look what God did. God didn't do anything to me. He
Right.
did something for me.
For you.
Yes.
He
Yes.
did nothing to me, but he did something for me.
For me.
Even in this thing that's going on with me now, it's given me a different avenue. There are people that I can reach because of this,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
because I can say I have a testimony,
Yes.
and I
Yeah.
can tell you what it's like being
Mm-hmm.
sick. I can tell you what it's like being away from your significant other for a long time. I can tell you what it's like to be by yourself, to be away from your home. I can tell you what it's like to be totally by yourself and not being able to depend on anybody but God.
Right.
Yes.
Come on.
You have no other options.
But
I
God.
promise you, there's more to this story, and I would love to be able to say it here tonight, but there's so much more to this story. Being totally by myself and without, I was by myself. I
Mhm.
was I was in a place where people were around me, but I was by myself.
Mm-hmm.
God got me by myself,
Mm-hmm.
2 hours away from home, by myself. I was by myself. There's a lot in that. There's so many things. I have journals and journals of things that I've written down during that time where God was working. He was working in me and on me at the same time. And a
Wow.
lot of things grew out of that. My husband made the statement today. He said, my wife is not the same.
No, it's
She's
not
not
the
the same.
same.
She's not the same.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not,
Mm.
because God did a work in me through this. And
Yes.
I guess God knew that it was going to take something like that to like totally sit me down and make me be still and not be concerned about work, because I would be considered a workaholic, and not being concerned about work and all of that. I couldn't do anything with any of that. I just had to sit there and work through it.
Yeah.
There
Ooh.
were nights that he woke me up. I didn't sleep. I would just journal. And that's one of my things is journaling. I don't go to Facebook with everything. You don't see me posting a lot, but I journal. I journal a lot. My feelings, the way that I was feeling then, um, even the times when I felt like I was being a burden, I wrote all those things down. And I look back at those things now and I say, God, I thank you that you brought me from that to this.
Amen.
Mhm.
Journaling is important to me. I have books around here. I have a note over here, a note over there, and I have to bring those things together to figure out what I was thinking or what I was saying, because wherever I am in the house, that's where I start writing. So I have journals everywhere, all around, in bathroom, everywhere. There's a journal. There's something there for me to write with, because I never know when I'm gonna think of something, or something comes to me that I want to write down. So
Mhm.
I journal a lot. God is good. That's, if I had one last thing to say, that would be it. Just trust him. It doesn't matter how things look really bad and really tough for people sometimes. There may be a single mom who's sitting here listening to this now and want to be married, wants a good husband. It's coming. If
It's
that is what you truly want, that is your heart's desire, speak to God about it, because we
mhm.
can have what we say.
What the word say?
We can have what we say.
Mercy.
Um, yeah, that's it. That's what the word says. We can have what we say. And if we put that into motion and really believe those things, all you got to do is believe. Just believe and know that God will do exactly what he said he will do. I'm a living witness. I am a living witness. He said, I shall live and not die. I believe that. And
Mhm.
here I am today, able to
Amen.
tell somebody else,
Able to tell somebody.
Amen.
because I was right there on death's door and did not know it. Had no clue. Did not know.
But God.
Yes. But
But
God.
God.
That's right. That is so right. And, it's not so much about being, you know, we're free. That's why we can talk like this. You
Yeah.
got we're free. That's why we can move like we move, and talk like we talk, because we're free. We know who God is, and we
Right.
know who he is to us. We are free. So it's not so much of a, you just a holy roller, you God this, and God has done.
It was him.
Please don't get me started. Don't
It was
don't
him.
get me started on God. God does and has done wonderful things in our lives. God is the reason why we are the way that we are today. Me and him. God is the reason.
It
I mean,
is.
we had times in our marriage when I said, boy, I'm finna pack my stuff and I'm going right on back to LaGrange, because I didn't have to come down here. I mean, things like that. We had those times. That
Mhm.
was probably what, 2, 3 years in. And just like you mentioned before, you have to build that thing. You have to want it. And if you really want
Got
it, it'll work.
Yep.
to
But you
work.
got to work it. You got
Mhm.
Mm.
You gotta
and you
work
got
it.
to be all in. And I was all in. He was
Mhm.
all in.
Yep.
So here we are.
13 years later.
13 years later, we are in 13, and that 113 more to go.
And more.
I'm trying to tell you.
And more.
Yes.
'Cause I ain't
Yes,
going
This
we're
nowhere.
here
has
for a
been
lifetime. This is a
I ain't
this
going
is a
nowhere.
lifetime. This is a lifetime thing.
lifetime, and
This
it's
is
a
a
lifetime
lifetime.
thing.
Yeah. We
The
didn't get into it, just for the fun and the giggles, and just for a few days, and we'll be gone. No, we did this for a lifetime.
Right.
lifetime.
That's
It's a
And
it.
that's the
lifetime.
vow. That's the
It
vow
is.
unto
That's the
death
vows.
do you
Yes.
part.
Yes.
That's
Mhm.
part of the vows. And I think
It
you
is.
said that the last broadcast that nowadays they don't read those vows anymore. They read
Right.
what they made
What they
make
make
of
up.
a
Yeah.
vow, but they don't go into this covenant of the vow to
Hmm.
talk
Right.
about
Absolutely.
this
Yeah.
part of it. Nowadays they read different stuff that
Hmm.
what they vow to do, but not
Right.
the covenant of the
The
vow.
covenant vow.
So
Right.
Hmm.
it's a covenant when it comes to this. When it comes to this marriage thing, it becomes a covenant,
It
and
Yes.
does.
they don't go into in depth about that anymore. They just surface
Hmm.
it, and that's why now you find so many marriages that don't last because of the
Right.
surface of the relationship and not the
Right.
depth of it.
Right.
Y'all know y'all done blessed my soul
I
tonight. I'm
know.
telling you. Look,
Well,
I
that's
knew
awesome.
we knew that when we was having technical difficulties that this was gonna help somebody, and not
Yes.
just somebody have helped us. We always tell
Yes.
people all the time that we don't profess to know everything about marriage.
Hmm.
We don't profess
Hmm.
to be the marriage gurus. And every time somebody comment or say something or come on this platform, it
Hmm.
helps the done to be able to go another
A little
year
bit further.
or another
Hmm.
Right.
20 years, another
Right.
Hmm.
30 years. It helps
Yes.
us to go a little bit farther where we may not. It's kind of like when we go to a buffet bar when we go to buffet, we don't eat everything on a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything that's come across here may not be for us.
For
But
us,
what
right?
is for us? We get to smile real big. We're going to cry a little
Yes,
bit. We're going to
yes,
get off of the live and watch it again
yes, yes.
because
Yeah.
we're
Absolutely,
able to build
absolutely.
from it. And you
Yeah,
all have really, truly dropped, as the young people say, y'all done dropped some gems tonight. And
that's awesome.
we have a lot of
Bless
people
God.
that
We
be
thank
on the
God.
platform, and you all have dropped a lot of gems tonight. Have helped. Alvin Brooks is on here.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Brooks.
Awesome.
So y'all have really, really helped us tonight. Y'all have helped everybody that been logged in. A lot of people been commenting on how this helping them.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
we
That's God.
appreciate it. Y'all
That's
that
God.
don't know who this is. These are the Watsons.
Yes,
Yes.
Me and
yes.
Mary share the Darden genes.
We do.
We come
Yes,
from the lines of Dardens, and
yes.
yeah, we're honored to be on the same platform tonight. Somebody just posted said it helped me. So that this have been
Brooke said it was
awesome.
special.
Yeah.
Um, really been awesome tonight for us, for
Yes,
everybody that's tuning in. Don, you got something before we?
I ain't got nothing. Just want to say, keep doing what you're doing, Watson.
yes,
Yes,
Keep
sir.
keep that smile on her face. I
That's the
know
queen.
that's your queen.
Yes.
That's who God gave you. That's your real. That's your bone.
Bomb.
Continue to
yes,
make her smile. And I know
Yes,
you're
sir.
going to do that.
yes,
And
Yes, sir.
I
yes,
appreciate y'all for just taking time out to schedule to come on and to share with us about your journey and
yeah.
help us along the way with
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
taking this thing serious and not
Oh,
belling
yeah.
out
Yes,
to hang
yes.
in
Gotta
there
take it serious.
and make sure that God is the foundation, is the key
That
to
foundation. Yes,
Amen.
and it said the key
Amen.
to success
Yeah.
in
Yes.
marriage.
yes,
God is
Yes.
the key to
absolutely.
success in marriage.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
I just
Yes.
appreciate y'all, admire y'all for what y'all do,
Yeah.
and
yes,
what y'all doing. Even just you may not have this platform, you may not talk to people like we talk to or reach the people we reach, but I know because a lot of people they're looking for marriages, they're looking for
yes.
couple, they're looking for examples, and y'all continue to
Yes.
be the example that y'all are.
We will.
We will. Thank you.
With God's help,
Amen.
we will. With the help
Woo.
of God, we will.
Priscilla Howard said, "This have been great. Thank y'all so much for sharing."
Thank you, cousin. Another
Yeah,
Darden.
some of the other ones, Monte Ray said he's gonna go back and rewatch, but everything that he saw has really been good. And Deborah Haynes, she said you could tell that you all was talking straight from the heart.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Um,
Yep, that's
so
it.
everybody have really enjoyed, and I was thinking while Watson was talking, I said, shoot, I didn't think no man loved their wife more than Dunn. Now he might Dunn. You gotta love a little bit more. Don't
Good night, good night, y'all. We'll see y'all next live.
Watson. I said, Watson love his wife more than
What worked for Watson? Let it work for Watson.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
You right.
yeah, Dad.
You right for that, Don. You right. You right.
Don't keep going on, get all over there. Now.
I'm gonna be calling Mary saying what you said he did. Y'all inbox Mary Watson and find out what Watson is doing.
Y'all great.
I said, shoot.
I ain't gonna say it
This is good.
all about Watson, because he been smiling
He
real hard.
been smiling hard too. I'm trying to tell you.
This is good. This
This
is
have
real
been
good.
good. Look, I just wanted to say that, but y'all, I can tell you, Dunn loved his wife. He really
Oh
does.
yeah.
Yes, we know
We
that.
know. We know that.
We
We
know.
know. We know.
We know that.
Loved his little spoiled wife, child.
Yep. Yes. Yes. Yes.
All
And
right,
that's what he
Watson.
often says too. He says that. Watson says it too. You just spoiled.
Spoiled.
I'm not.
That's all right.
And that's what I say. No, I'm not.
I bet we ain't in trouble with God.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Woo! Lord have mercy.
Oh,
And
this is good.
if y'all see Quenisha Hart comment, she got some say stole. Our initial thing that we used to say, when we were talking around kids that when husband and wife get ready to go be intimate, they going to the store.
To the
So
stove.
Quinny said, y'all
Queen
going
said
to
she
the
going stove, stove,
store.
stove.
Like a store run.
All right, Queen.
Quinny said, y'all going to the store. But we just want to say thank y'all so much. I know our time is far spent tonight.
Yes,
You all have really helped us and helped people on this live.
that's
Continue
good.
to make marriage work. In a minute, it's gonna be 26 years, not 13.
Yes,
We're
Absolutely.
doubling the
yes,
years,
yes,
and
yes.
we here for it. We want to make sure
We are too.
we all continue to invest in our marriage, and it
Yes.
sounds like y'all are doing the
Yes,
thing,
yes.
honey. You're doing a thing. So we say thank y'all so much.
Thank
What
you.
Thank
we'll
you.
do is
Thank you for having
Tatiana.
us.
Thank y'all, Impact Media, Tatiana Darn, for helping us get on to this broadcast. We had a few technical difficulties, but we got in, and we knew it
Yes.
was going to be a very good broadcast. So,
Yes.
Watsons, thank y'all. Don't log off. Todd just going to pull y'all to the back. We're going to give out a few more instructions to our audience. But we
Okay.
say thank y'all
Thank you
much.
Thank
so much
you.
for having us.
Thank you
We
Thank you
very
for
much.
love
having us.
y'all. We
Love
love
y'all
Love you
you.
too.
too.
Love.
Love you
Love
too.
y'all too.
Oh,
Oh, this is
all
good.
right, Ty, you can pull them back. She might have walked. Hey, y'all, look, we those were the Watsons. And if y'all missed this broadcast, I need you to go back, do the rewatch or replay or however it's called, because they have really dropped some gems tonight. They have definitely gave us some things to Quinny said it's definitely worth the rewatch. Jennifer Moss Little said this has been great. It had really been good to us, Jennifer, as well. Y'all go back and watch it from the beginning. Of course, we had a few little hiccups here and there, and y'all may see the Watsons come in and out, but that's due to some issues that we was having. But y'all, it's still worth the watch. You didn't miss much. You might have missed 1 second each time, but y'all, this was real good. It'll make you cry. It's gonna make you laugh. It's gonna make you smile, and it's gonna make you think about what more can we do for our marriage. So it's more that can be done. Never get comfortable. Do not get comfortable in this thing called marriage, because just as sure as you get comfortable, that's when the enemy gonna try to come in and he's gonna try to cause division. But tonight they talked about honoring the vow in sickness and in health. So y'all go back, watch this in sickness, health, and see how Eugene and Mary conquered and how they made it through, and how now their marriage is even better at this point. So y'all go back and watch this. Put your hearts out there, your crying faces, however you can do it. Put it out there. We say thank y'all. Look, next week we'll be on at 8 p.m. And also starting next Friday, we start our 5 days of gratitude coming up to Thanksgiving. So we'll be being a blessing to the people. Of course, we're gonna do some pop-ups. Do we do like 2 pop-ups during that time? Watch out for us. We'll be out on those streets as they call them. But it's our 5 days of gratitude will start next Friday. We'll be putting a flyer out to let you all know what we want you to do, what challenges it is, and giving y'all the chance to nominate people that you want us to show up at their house. So make sure y'all get that out there. I'm gonna make sure I get it out there, and y'all make sure y'all respond back. So we say thank y'all tonight. Thank you, Impact Media, Tatiana Darden, for always taking your time out to make sure that we're on and we're clear and our volume is up and whatever else that we need. So tonight we say thank y'all. Y'all have a good night. Get you a good night's rest, and y'all that's married, go to the store. Make you a good little store run real quick before you. Man, watch the camera. I say, thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good night. See y'all next time.